Okay, hi there, my dears. How are you? How are you? Hopefully, you can hear me clearly. I feel like a little bit raspy. I've got my Dark Vader voice on today with the little messy face Printaman. We are going to rock out in today's web class on my secret weapons to really work towards your fourth quarter, final quarter, end of year goals. Hopefully you're excited to jump on here so that I can share with you. It's your girl LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense, bringing that fire. Hopefully you have an opportunity to watch me live, but of course if you are catching me on the replay side, make sure that you drop into the comment box, hashtag replays rock. So I am super excited as always to jump on here and share some of my strategy and intention recommendations. I am at this moment super excited about this conversation because today, literally as I am creating this right now, we are 7 days away from the very beginning of the last 3 months, the final quarter of this year. How crazy is that? I remember going, oh my God, it's a new year. Yay! And I don't know what it is, because when I was a kid, I felt like time was going by super slow. And now it's just like turbo speed. Like, oh my God, we just started the year. It's almost over. They're putting up Christmas decorations. What? Right? How crazy is that? So I want to talk about this conversation on how to prep and power through the final quarter, my secret weapon to success, and I'm excited to share those strategies with you. Hi, Anissa. Welcome, my dear. Thank you for joining me. So listen, before we get started, let me say this. I'm creating this conversation as part of what I like to call I am all in. It's an initiative because essentially what I want to make sure that I can do is to support you in the final quarter and even going into the new year, right? I have something over there at sistersense.com/IAI. IAI stands for I'm All In. So you want to make sure that you go there so that you can experience all the good that I've got for you so we can work together as far as tackling your final quarter end of year goals as part of the I Am In initiative. I am all in, to be exact. I am all in. That's what it's all about at sistersense.com/IAI. So just wanted to make sure that I share that with you before we get started, because a big part of what I'm going to be doing over the next few months kicks off right now. Literally 7 days before we get started with the final quarter. Now, I want to have this conversation with you because I feel like going into the last quarter of the year can be really scary. It can be you in a space where you feel like I'm stepping into the unknown. It kind of reminds me of this message that I've been receiving. I've seen this message across my social media platforms several times, and then it's funny because I'm going to be honest with you. I was powering down with my hubby and my son last night with my boys. We were watching Mission Impossible, and the same message came up, and the message is this. They whispered to her, "You cannot withstand the storm." She whispered back, "I am the storm." Literally, that was the first quote that kicked off. And it was a variation of that quote inside of Mission Impossible. But I've seen it several times. I wrote it down, and it keeps coming up. It keeps coming up because the storm is coming. And it always comes. It literally, figuratively, me being here in North Carolina, there are always times when something unexpected, something scary, something unfamiliar is coming, barreling your way that you have to prepare for. And I love this quote of, they whispered to her, "You cannot withstand the storm." And to them she replied, she whispered back, "I am the storm." You literally have to become the storm. You have to be in a place where you stand in your power and you prepare for what is coming, to the point where you thinking that you're the person who goes, "I'm not ready," you become what other people go, "Oh my God, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for her. Where did she come from?" Right? I am the storm. Never tell a highly driven woman she cannot do something, because she will find a way. I always tell people you can find a way or find an excuse, but you can't do both. And when you are highly driven, you will find a way. Amen? So be in a space where we can change the narrative of the end of year, the scarcity. I was thinking about scarcity and scary. The scarityness of being powerless, feeling unproductive, feeling off point. And I think that's going to be like one of my signature words, off point. You know, you kind of look like, or rather, you kind of feel like you're looking in on everybody else on point, doing all of these things that they need to do. And you're sitting there going, why not me? Right? How comes I'm not them? Right? They're on point. They're doing all of these amazing things in the final quarter. I'm feeling like I'm always behind. Every year I'm like, I'm going to put out that offer. I'm going to do that thing. I'm going to be all, put together. And you didn't get there. You unfortunately are now here and you still feel like you're missing something and you're off point as opposed to being on point. Does that relate at all? Does that relate? Are you in a space where you feel like you're not productive, you're not quite where you need to be, you're still missing something? You thought that to the best of your ability, you were going to rock out and make this year all that you wanted it to be, but you're still not quite as prepared as you would like to be when it comes to the final quarter. I honestly feel like it's so easy to feel scared and overwhelmed and anxious when it comes to this point of the year because there's so much going on this point of the year. So if you feel like there are voices whispering to you that you cannot withstand the storm of whatever is coming in the next couple of months, I want you to be able to stand in a space where you can confidently say, I am the storm. I'm ready. I'm prepared to prep and power through everything that you got coming at me. Come at me. Come at me. I'm ready. I'm ready. So let's talk about that today, because essentially what I want to do is keep it seriously simple. They say kill them with kindness. I say kill them with a kiss. KISS. Keep it seriously simple. Today, when it comes to prepping and powering through the fourth quarter, honestly, my secret weapon lies in 3 goals, 3 rules, and 3 steps. We're just going to keep it seriously simple so we can have this conversation and I can map out for what you need to do to prepare for and power through the final quarter. Okay? So write this down. 3 rules, 3 goals, 3 steps. That's what we're going to do. Okay? Now, make sure that you also remember, just as a friendly reminder, I want to make sure that you can work towards progress. And I've been sharing this message all this past week, and I want to share it with you if you haven't seen it. Progress over perfection. This is not about being in a space where you sit on and over deliberate to the point where you are debilitated with respect to what you're going to do in the next couple of months. Playtime is over. We got no time to sit down and overthink the process. So all my OMG girls out there, when I say OMG, I mean overwhelmed manic geniuses. All my OMG girls overthinking this process, ain't no time for that. We've got to act, we've got to move, we've got to work in a space of strategy and intention. So the first thing that we need to do is focus on the 3 goals. Okay? 3 goals. At the end of the quarter, you want to make sure that you are, number 1, you're engaging your audience. Because if you have no audience, if you've got no people paying attention to, accessing, signing up for your stuff, if you've got no tribe, no community, you've got no sales. Okay? So engagement, number 1. Number 2, getting back on track. Because listen, this is the time of year that a lot of people 9 times out of 10 have to work on getting back on track. Everybody has different lives. Everybody has different experiences. But the reality is that the final quarter is a crazy crazy point of the year for 2 reasons. Number 1, you're dealing with third quarter distractions. Hello, the summer, right? Kids being out of school, summer vacations, whole lot of money to spend, not a lot of money to bring in. You spend it faster than you make it kind of a deal. Third quarter distractions, number 1. Fourth quarter sales. At the end of the year, the holidays are coming, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, everybody's selling something, going to somewhere, conferences, events, Christmas. Fourth quarter sales, third quarter distractions. A lot of people have to work on really getting back to where they need to be in the fourth quarter, which is why it's so important to kick off the quarter with clarity. Right? So engagement, number 1, getting back on track, number 2, and number 3, making sure that you can finish this year strong and start the next one stronger. Finishing this year strong is something that I talk about pretty much every single year, being in a space where you feel like you confidently feel accomplished. You did the things that you said you were going to set out to do this year, and you are ready and prepared for the next one. So the three core goals that you have to tackle when it comes to the fourth quarter, again, KISS, keep it seriously simple, your engagement, your ability to get back on track, and to finish this year strong so you can start the next one stronger. 1, 2, 3. You can feel free, whether you're watching live or via the replays, to drop those in the comment box or to write them down. But if there is anything that you need to do as an entrepreneur at this point of the year, those are the top three for me. Okay? That's the first thing that I'm going to talk about with you. And I want to make sure that, as not even just talking, because I believe at the end of the day, there are two types of people. Two types of, I call them AT people. They are active talkers and they're action takers. And like I said to you a few minutes ago, we don't got no time to overthink or overtalk this experience. You've got to be an action taker. So what I've done is I've created a series of beautiful experiences, action steps, and activities that you can participate in as part of my I Am All In initiative. Because like I said before, I'm going to say it again, I'm all in. I'm all in with making sure that not just I, but you win with respect to preparing for and powering through to work towards your success goals for the end of the year. Okay, so I have a few things I'm going to tell you about these initiatives and all of these wonderful things that I have coming up as part of the final quarter: the Auto Engage Social Media Challenge, the Back to Business Virtual Conference, the Finish Strong Closeout Kit, the Fire Start Your Year virtual workshop that I do every January. All of those wonderful things are coming up in the Sister Sense pipeline, and I want to make sure that you can participate in every single one. And you can sign up at sistersense.com/IAI, which stands for I'm All In. Okay, so IAI, write that down. When you go to sistersense.com/IAI, this is your opportunity within the next 7 days. Because literally today begins the final 7 days before we get to the final quarter of the year. So over the course of the next 7 days, I want to make sure that I open up this opportunity for you to say, listen, LaShanda, my hand is up. I'm serious. I'm about this thing. I'm all in. I want to get access to these beautiful resources and experiences that you've created. I am all in. sistersense.com/IAI. Now, the first thing, like I mentioned to you before, is working on your goals. 3 goals in particular: your engagement, getting back on track, and finishing the year strong so you can start the next one even stronger. That's number 1. Number 2, 3 rules. KISS, keep it seriously simple. There are 3 rules that I want you to consider right now. Number 1, stick to the plan. I don't know if you had an opportunity to participate in my 10-day Get Back on Track, Catch Up, Create Amazing web class series that I created a few weeks ago. But in that experience, one of the things that I kept saying over and over and over and over again is, if you want to catch up, if you're feeling behind, if you feel like you're missing something, you want to catch up and you want to get back on track, do what you need to do in your business, you got to stick to the plan. A lot of you OMG girls are overthinking because you're like, well, maybe I should do this, or this person is doing this and that person is telling me to do that, and I don't know what to do. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. There are certain things that you need to be doing right now, and I'm going to tell you what the plan is, what the steps are in a second. There are certain things that you need to be doing right now. Stick to that plan. Number 1. Number 2, that's rule number 1. Stick to the plan. Rule number 2, do what you said you was going to do. Do what you said. Oh, well, okay, I know that trust me, because I have my OMG moments, okay? In the fourth quarter, that OMG personality tends to come in, right? And so you're in a space where you go, I know this is what I said I was going to do, but I should try this, and I should try that. Listen, final quarter, do what you said you were going to do. Hi, June. Hey, welcome, lovely lady. So just in case you're just jumping in on here, let me just share really quickly. This conversation is about prepping for and powering through the final quarter. Playtime is over. No time for overthinking. We got to keep it simple and move forward. So the first thing I said is that I want you to work on 3 core goals, right? Your social media engagement. Number 1, engaging your audience, engaging your tribe. Number 2, making sure that you can get back to business, especially if you were distracted in the third quarter. The kids were out of school, spending all this money on summer vacations and blah, blah, blah. Make sure that you can get back on track and finish the year strong. So you're clear, you're prepared, you're moving forward. By the way, guys, if this is something that you feel like somebody in your circle needs to hear, feel free to share out this particular web class, number 1. Number 2, remember, if you are watching me on the replay side, drop drop into the comment box, hashtag replays rock. All right. So just two things to keep in mind. Just to recap the first part of the conversation, those are the top 3 goals you need to focus on. And right now we're talking about number 2, the 3 rules you need to dig into. For me, those 3 rules: number 1, stick to the plan. Number 2, do what you said you were going to do. And number 3, show up. Show up. Because see, there are a lot of people who, even though their heart is in the right place and they had the best of intention of doing some awesome things in the final quarter, they get overwhelmed. They feel like, why bother? Other people are doing it way better than me. They're already established. Or they feel like, oh my God, what, they're rushing. Like, oh my God, everybody's got their offers ready. I have nothing ready. They're rushing and they're like, okay, they're just flustered, right? OMG, overwhelmed manic geniuses. That is my thing. I've committed myself to working with, I call them OMG girls, right? If you ever hear anybody say overwhelmed manic genius, they got it from Sister Sense, because this is really what I've invested in a lot of my time in, because I work with a lot of people who are busy, who are overwhelmed, and in their best efforts to be a genius and live in their space and have a free life and be an entrepreneur, they still have to overcome these challenges, right? In order for you to do that, you've got to make sure that you show up and you don't find yourself so overwhelmed, then you start to shrink into the background, into the darkness. You ever find yourself doing that? Curling up, shrinking in the back, and just kind of sitting back and watching everybody. I could do that. I could do that way better than her. How come she got all them people following her? I don't got nobody. You ain't doing nothing. You sitting in the background. How come and why come? But you in the background. You have to show up. You have to do what you said you were going to do and stick to the plan. Discipline is the only thing that differentiates those people who are successful and actually feeling accomplished and reaching people and making an impact versus everybody else. Because everybody else ain't going to do the hard work and the consistent discipline that is showing up, sticking to the plan, and doing the things that you said you were going to do. It gets no more complicated than that, boo. I'm here to tell you, everybody's magic bullet, nothing works but work. So if you want to really power through and prepare for the final quarter, those are the 3 rules I want you to stick to. And what I want to do is actually help support you in this process as part of the I Am All In initiative. I want to make sure that you are in a space where you are sticking to your plan, doing the things you said you were going to do, and you're showing up consistently. I share with you in a myriad of different ways how to do just that as part of the I Am All In initiative. Remember, write down SisterSense.com/IAI so that you can learn more about it and get your I Am All In bundle. If you haven't already gotten it, that's number 1. And then, of course, number 2, I'll break it down in a little bit more detail for you a little later. So make sure you stick to the end of this web class so I can bring it all the way down as far as all the good that's as part of I Am All In. Okay? But those are 3 things, regardless of whether or not you work with me, that you need to do to keep it simple and to not be in a space where you are overwhelmed with respect to what you have to get done. Okay, because that there are some things that you said you were going to do. There was some plan that you had in mind of what you wanted to accomplish, right? You've got to just do those things. Which for me brings me to the final part of this conversation, 3 steps. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you for 5 hours about this because I got work to do. I don't got time to sit here and talk to you for 3 hours. This is really simple, okay? 3 goals, 3 rules, 3 steps. And those 3 steps: create, complete, collaborate. Bam, drop the mic. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. Create, complete, collaborate. That's all you got to do, okay? So let's talk about that. Creation. You've got to be in a space where you are thinking about, number 1, what you are going to actually accomplish. So for me is make your game plan. That's the first thing that you've got to create, right? The first thing that you got. Roxana says, I love this. Love is. Hi, Rox. Did you say love is or love this? I don't know. Either way, thank you for being here, Roxanne. Hey, Roxanne. Hey, June. Hey, Anissa. Hi, lovely, lovely ladies participating with me live. And of course, mwah, big shout out and kiss to those of you who are watching via the replay side, because I love to kiss it all the way. KISS. Keep it seriously simple. Okay? So, KISS, when it comes to creation, the first thing that you got to do is create a plan. right? What's the plan? Make a game plan of what you need to knock out, right? Create your offers, create opportunities for people to work with you, to communicate with you, to learn from you, to have conversations, engage. Engagement is so important because listen, if you're not communicating and teaching and being in a space where people are asking you questions, they're emailing you. You know how many people are emailing me? Okay, LaShanda, I got I want to do webinars, LaShanda. I'm a speaker. I've got a new book. LaShanda, I'm ready. I want my website. LaShanda. If people are not communicating with you, you're missing your mark. And I love that one of my lovely ladies, June from the UK, is here today because one of the things that she's been doing is all the way live, going live more often. And in doing so, really, because we talked, Wednesday, so a couple of days ago, a part of that conversation, she said to me, LaShanda, I'm seeing more email signups. My list is getting people. People are engaging me more. The communication is there. I'm seeing more sales. Yay, yay, yay. Engagement. You've got to create experiences where people are having conversations with you, connecting with you, DMing you, emailing you. What are you doing in the creation space, right? Creating offers, creating opportunities. What are you doing? Planning out your plan of action, right? June is like, yes, yes, yes. So glad you can join me live here, June. But that's something that you need to think about, right? Creation. What's your creation process? What are those offers that you're trying to create right now so that they're ready for the final? Let me talk about that in a second when I get to completion. But, what offers are you creating? What opportunities are you creating? I have the Back to Business virtual conference coming up. I've been quietly working on what I call Engage, and it's so beautiful. There's so many different parts of it. The Engage social media autopilot engagement challenge that's coming up at the beginning of October, but what's already launched, my Engage templates. These are social media templates that you can easily use to create beautiful visuals for your blog post graphics, for your Pinterest graphics, for your Instagram and your Facebook graphics. Ladies have been saying to me, LaShanda, I don't have Adobe Photoshop. I don't have InDesign. I hate Canva. I love Canva personally, but if you don't have the expensive photo editing platforms that other people have templates on, or if you're not, so crazy about Canva, what else can you utilize? So I've created these beautiful templates for people. I literally, real talk, I made 120 templates. 120 templates. I released 6 of them last week. 6, just 6. No, I'm lying. I released 12 last week. 6 for blogs and Pinterest, and then 6 for Instagram and Facebook. So 12 were released. I have 10 times more because I did 120 of them. And those templates are already there inside of my shop. But I'm committed to working with and showing you how to get better at engagement, because here's the deal. Tons of research has already been done on the fact that when it comes to engagement, especially on your social media platforms, images are everything. Images get more likes, they get more shares, they get more conversations. Essentially, they get more engagement. So if you're in a space where people are not talking to you, connecting with you, sharing your stuff, you got to work on that. I'm personally, real talk, I'm committed to working on that for myself, because every entrepreneur, every business owner, big and small, is always working at getting better at their marketing. There's never going to be a time where you're not going to see Beyonce on tour. There's never going to be a time where you're not going to see Oprah jumping on Facebook and say, hey, come and watch the latest episodes of ... on OWN. People, big and small, are always marketing. So me included, I'm working on my social media engagement. I'm always about, those who reach more need to teach more. So when I do it, I share it with you, which is why I'm literally taking a lot of the templates that I've created for my social media engagement in the final quarter and actually giving it to you as part of the Engage experience. So if you want to do this, because I'm all in, I'm revving up my social media efforts, and I'm going to teach you how to rev up yours as well, if this is something that you want to do. Because again, it's not just a small boy thing. It's not just a one-on-one entrepreneur thing. Everybody, big and small, all the big companies, all the Fortune 500, multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar companies are revving up for the final quarter. Their Black Fridays, their Cyber Mondays. If they're doing it, that means you need to be doing it too, right? So being in that space where you're thinking about, well, what am I creating? What do I need to create right now? My plan, my offers, my conversations, my better engagement opportunities. That's a big part of the conversation, right? I want to make sure that I can share those strategies with you as part of the I Am All In initiative. But whether you work with me or not, you need to be doing these things for yourself, right? So create, number one, when it comes to the steps, creation mode is step one. Number two, completion mode. There are two types of things that you need to think about when it comes to the final quarter. What are you going to complete for the fourth quarter? We're literally 7 days away from the fourth quarter, right? At this point, anyway, today's the 7-day countdown to the beginning of quarter four. What do you need to make sure that you complete for the final quarter? That's one, right? Number two, what do you need to make sure you complete before the final quarter is ending, right? Before the year ends. And this is important conversation because it's interesting. There are a couple of things that I had in my mind, and I said I was supposed to do this and I was supposed to do that. And when I did my Back on Track series a few weeks ago, I said, I need you to really think about and make a list of those things that you said I was supposed to ... This weekend was really gratifying for me because, and not only this weekend, I've got to be honest with you, these last few weeks have been really gratifying for me. I said to you a few minutes ago, I shared this really powerful quote, and I said, you know, they whispered to her, you cannot withstand the storm. And she whispered back, I am the storm. That message has been coming to me over and over again. And literally, it was the first quote in Mission Impossible. I watched Mission Impossible with my hubby and my son last night, and I was like, what? Why does this message keep coming up? Bless God, you know, we're here in North Carolina. Florence, the Hurricane Florence came a week ago, and I have to tell you that it wasn't terribly bad for us. I'm sending prayers, love, and light to those who were affected, really affected by the storm. But in that space of preparing for it, I was also quietly working on different things and reflecting on the engagement series that I've launched. I was looking at some images and plans and ideas, and those things were like 2015, 2016. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is like 2-3 years in the making. You know, this weekend I was able to update one of my companies, Bright Colors, Bright Colors at Bright, BRITE Colors, COLURS.com. Bright Colors is all about Afro-positive color, images and content for Black people, for people of color. There's the kids magazine, the clothing line, the home decor. You know, I've been telling myself quietly all year, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to, you know, get back to Bright Colors. And it was something that I said to myself, this needs to happen before the year is over. This needs to happen before the final quarter really revs up. You need to get back to this space. I'm saying this because I want to be transparent. I want you to be clear on you're not the only one. You're not the only one who goes, man, I was supposed to do this, and I ain't do it yet. Boo, we all in that space. The fact of the matter is, it's not about staying in that space or feeling like you're the only one. It's about that quote that I shared with you earlier on today, progress over perfection. So first thing I said when it comes to these 3 steps is identify what you need to create. The second part where I'm talking about right now is identify what you need to complete. It's gratifying to be in a space where you can sit down and really start to knock out some of these things. Some of these things that I'm completing right now have been on my plate for years, right? You know, I wanted to do Engage 2 years ago or even 3 years ago when I look back, because I was looking at my Google Photos, and you know how you screenshot things like, oh yeah, this is going to be great, and this is going to be, I had all these things screenshot in my Google Photos, and I was like, man, this is from 2016. What the hell? But I'm doing it now. I'm launching Engage now. I'm working with you on engagements and secrets to social media and content. All of these things that I've been researching and putting together, taking years to do that, it's coming out of me now. It's because this is the time. What is your time? What are you ready to put out there? What are you ready to complete this year? Huge conversation. Huge conversation. And I don't want you to feel bad if some of these things have been sitting there on your plate or on your table or on your desktop or on your phone. If they've been sitting there for a couple of years, you can raise your hand and say, girl, you talking about me. Because listen, we all in that boat. Some things you can do now, some things that have to just kind of sit on the wayside until you can get to it. But progress over perfection. Amen. Write that down. Drop it in the comment box. Take it to heart. Things are going to roll out, things are going to come into fruition in divine right timing. What do you need to complete before the fourth quarter really kicks in? So these last 7 days, before we move into the fourth quarter, the first month, so that, you're ready for November and December. What do you need to do, right? Before it really revs up. And also, what do you need to do before the year is completely over, right? So those things you need to accomplish specifically for the fourth quarter, but those things that you need to do just period before the year is ended, right? Before we put it to bed. Completion, collaboration. I have so many people that I'm like, okay, I got to work with her on this. I'll work with her on that. Who do you need to collaborate with? I said to you, I launched the I Am In initiative. It's open, by the way, only for 7 days, because it's literally 7 days until once October 1st hits, we are hardcore moving forward. And then I Am All In is locked and loaded. For those who's in it, you in it, great. You ain't in it, opportunities expire. See you next year. But the reality is, thinking about those people who you need to communicate with and work with and collaborate with so that your business can move forward is so important. No man, no woman is an island. I remember, I don't know if it was a song or a quote or something, but it just kind of stuck in my head years ago. I think it was in high school. No man is an island. I think it was a story or a quote. I can't remember. I'm getting old. But it stuck with me. The reality is that we are not islands, that we have to do other things, that we have to be in a space where other people are supporting us and supporting our businesses. That's how you're going to grow. No man, no woman is an island. So, every year I start my year with the Fire Start Your Year virtual workshop. I do a live workshop and I also do a virtual version. And the reality of the situation is, one of the things I love to talk about is my 3NM system. I'll give you a little taste of it right now. One of the NMs is new marketplaces. Being in a space where you tap into marketplaces that are of use and that attract your audience, it's so important. So, right now I'm in a space where, fingers crossed, I have signed up for a program so I can get into this experience where I'm working in a new marketplace that really attracts the people that I wish to serve. So I'm like, I hope this works out. But collaboration is crucial. I'm actually going to be doing a collaboration, fingers crossed, this week with a powerhouse lady in my circle. Hi, Allison. Welcome, my dear. I got to put my glasses on because I can't see without my glasses. I get myself in Scooby-Doo Velma mode. You've got to think about who you need to be collaborating with, right? So hopefully that collaboration works out this coming week. Of course, the Back to Business virtual conference is happening in October. And that's a huge collaboration effort with my affiliates, with my speakers. Collaborate. Who you need to connect with so that you can create the kind of business vision, the kind of visibility that you want in your business is crucial. Is so crucial. I cannot express that enough. As a matter of fact, I launched the I Am All In initiative. I'm going to dig into that and tell you all the resources that you can get access to in just a minute. But I Am All In is a series of resources and experiences that I've put together so that I can help you power through the final quarter. Prepare for it, power through it, and make sure that you do what you need to do to finish this year strong and start the next one even stronger. I Am All In. That whole initiative, you can learn more about it and actually sign up because it ends in 7 days at sistersense.com/IAI, which stands for I'm All In, right? How cute is that? IAI. So drop that in the comment box if you can for me. That would be great. sistersense.com/IAI. But before I even get there, let's kind of dig in here for a second. It's really important for you to think about who you need to collaborate with. And I shared the IAI page because one of the things that you'll find there is not only just the bundles that I have there, but there's an affiliate program. There's a partnership program. For every new initiative, every new program that I'm created, I've connected an affiliate partnership with it. Because if you go, listen, LaShanda, I got some entrepreneurial people in my circle and they need to be all up in this, that I want to partner with you because collaboration is crucial to growth. Yes, you need to dig in and communicate and engage and build your own personal circle. But then there are going to be people in your circle, your true fans, your followers, your associates who go, man, I know a couple of people who could use this too. Smart collaborations go a long way too. Okay? So those are, just to kind of quickly recap before I dig into I'm all in, those are for me the 9 killer components to the secret sauce, to the weapon of, being successful in the final quarter. When it comes to me seeing sales surges, when it comes to me working with new people, when it comes to me, a lot of times, which is great, I see a couple of my people here, I always have to bring this up because she told me this. One of the ways that June and I connected is she said, you know what, you were doing periscopes and you were talking about this thing that you have, the back to business, and that's how I connected with you. That's how I found you. Live streams, my virtual conference. How are people finding you? How are you showing up? How are you meeting new people? And I feel like, it's been such a beautiful experience. I cannot wait to go to the UK and physically hug on and love on you, June. You just need to know that, right? 2 things. Go to the UK, see my big sister, hug on June. That's like my to-do list. My big sister and my uncles and aunts. I've got a whole family up in the Leeds and in London. But of course, touching down and loving on my June, big things, right? I know, right? We business besties for life, right, June? So I share that because those are some of the amazing things that happen at the end of the year for me, doing the Back to Business virtual conference. Last year was so fabulous. I couldn't just do one. I did 2 virtual conferences last year. I had some amazing speakers, Kim Cole, CC, the 6-figure chick. I've had, Tiffany Alice, the Budgetnista. I've had, oh my gosh, LaShanda Cross, Valerie Burton, my girl, my sister, my Trini Carol Sankar. She did a TED Talk this year. I mean, just so many wonderful entrepreneurial spirits every single year. And I reach new entrepreneurs. I get new speakers to come on. Fierce Catherine herself. Listen, I'm saying this to say so many beautiful things can happen and open up for you. You can meet so many people, new customers, new people that you collaborate with. It's a powerful time of year. And it's an interesting kind of year because the word power, there's a play on that, in that you can find yourself feeling very powerless at this time of year. You can find yourself being in a space where you looking out of a window, looking at everybody else doing all the things that you want to do and feeling like you're not ready. And oh God, every year I say it, this year I'm going to be prepared and ready, and I'm not ready again, right? You can find yourself there in a place of powerlessness, or you can prepare and be in a place of power. They said to her, you cannot withstand the storm. And to that she whispered back, I am the storm. Become the storm. Get ready, boo. I'm all in, and I want to make sure that you are too. So let's recap. 3 goals. Working on your social media engagement. If you don't got people, if you don't got a tribe, if you don't have a community, if you don't have customers, you don't have a business. Just keeping it real. So you got to make sure that you rev up your social media engagement for the final quarter. You get people excited about and waiting for, virtually lining up for your closeouts, for your Black Fridays, for your Cyber Mondays. Getting people excited about that engagement. Big goal, right? So the big goals, your engagement, getting back on track. Because yes, there were so many distractions in the 3rd quarter, the summertime, kids being out of school, you taking breaks, you spending way too much money on summer vacations. You know what you did, right? 3rd quarter distractions and getting ready for 4th quarter sales. All the more reason that you've got to really get back on track, which is why I'm really big about that conversation. The 3 goals: engagement, getting back on track, and finishing the year strong. Making sure that you can feel accomplished, do the things that you said you were going to do so that you can move forward and power through, right? Finishing strong, social engagement, getting back on track. 3 top goals you need to tackle. That was number 1. Then I said 3 rules. Listen, there's all this other stuff that you need to do, right? That you say you need to do, right? You kill them with kindness, kill them with a kiss. KISS, keep it seriously simple. Stop trying to overthink this process. Dig into 3 rules. Stick to the plan, do what you said you was going to do, and show up. Don't sit there and find yourself so intimidated, so frustrated, so overwhelmed by the storm that is the final quarter that you shirk back and say, you know, why bother? I'll fresh start at New Year. I'm going to leave alone. I ain't going to do nothing. It's too late. It's too late. It's the last couple of months. It's too late. It's never too late. It is never too late to be who you want to be, to live in your purpose, and serve who you wish to serve. The quote that I've been sharing all this week that I need you to tap into is progress over perfection. It is never too late. So remember those 3 rules. Stick to the plan, show up, do what you said you was going to do. 3 rules. Last but not least, 3 steps. 3 steps. Create, complete, collaborate. What do you need to create? Your offers, your opportunities, your conversations, the engagement, the plan, all that good stuff. Create. What do you need to complete for the final quarter and before it ends? What do you need to complete? Who do you need to collaborate with? Who do you need to work with so that the 2 of you or the several of you or the organizations or the groups, who do you need to collaborate with so that you can not be the only person working on your brand, your business, your growth, and your visibility? Complete, create, collaborate. Okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you today with respect to prepping and powering through. Now let me do this. Let me talk to you about I Am All In. Okay? So for the next 7 days starting today, because literally as I'm sharing this with you now, we are 7 days away from the final quarter. For the next 7 days, I've opened up the opportunity for you to early bird tap into my I Am All In experience. It starts with, number 1, my Auto Engage. Auto Engage is a social media challenge, and literally I'm going to show you how to turn 3 hours into 30 days worth of content so you can start to create beautiful visuals, so you can start to find these really cool things that are helpful when it comes to engagement, because there are some little things, and when I say little, I mean there are some seriously super simple things that you can do to engage your audience in fun, in moving, in powerful ways, and you're not even doing them. And I'm talking about things that don't take a lot of time, because I don't have a lot of time. I'm a busy entrepreneur, number 1. I don't have a lot of time to do this stuff. But I've spent I'm going to be honest with you, the last 2 years researching what the top key influencers do with respect to social media engagement. I've been quietly integrating some of these things into what I do. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. There are a lot of times when people come to me and they go, I don't understand you. And when I say that, I mean this. They're like, you're not on social media a lot. You're not on social media like every day, but you're still doing it. You're still getting new people. You're still getting sales. You're still working. You're still making money. How the hell are you doing that? Right? And so I want to be able to share that good with you, because honestly, I'm not on live stream every day. I'm not posting on Instagram or Facebook every single day, but I'm still engaging. For me, I believe in the secret sauce of getting big results with a small list, because it's not about quantity for me, but quality and real engagement. Real engagement, not just simply being able to say, oh, I got 50,000 followers, because there are a lot of people with a lot of followers and no actual follow through, no actual coins that they're collecting. They just have the perception of, yay, all these people following me. You don't know how many people come to me with large followings and no money, broke, no business. So I'm not about the big numbers, but I'm about quality engagement. So the Auto Engage social media challenge, that's what we're kicking off first as part of I Am All In. We're going to do that. I'm so excited. I've already started to launch my engagement series with my collection of templates. The first couple of templates are already in the shop on SistaSense. The engagement challenge is the next thing that's coming up into the pipeline. There's some good things that are coming up with Engage, and I'm going to be releasing them kind of throughout the final quarter. The first was the templates. The challenge is coming up in about a week or so. That's what I'm going to kick off October on, but that's number 1. Number 2, but before I get there, let me just kind of remind you, if you haven't already done so, I'm looking, I know I had a tissue. I can't find it. If you haven't already done so, make sure you write this down, sistasense.com/IAI. That's where you can sign up for and learn more about the I'm All In initiative. the engagement challenge, the bundles that I have for you. They're going to be there for the next 7 days as of October 1st. Close it down, because once October 1st hits, I'm all in. I'm moving forward with the ladies who are ready to rock out and move forward with this experience. So that's number one. I want to make sure, again, as far as the auto engage challenge, I can share with you how to put your social media on autopilot, how to create beautiful content, engaging content that's super simple. So essentially, I'm going to talk to you about turning 3 hours into 30 days worth of material that you can distribute across your social media platforms, and we're going to do some good. So I'm excited about that. That's the first thing. Number two is, yes, the 8th annual Back to Business virtual conference. It's either 7 or 8, but I'm pretty sure it's 8. I've been doing this thing for a very long time. Making sure that you can early register for the Back to Business virtual conference. It's always in October. My speakers are ready. My good is ready. I'm not actually launching the actual official Back to Business page until October 1st, but I want to make sure that you can actually register at a significant reduced rate as part of the I Am All In initiative that's happening in the next 7 days. And not just register for the live event, but some people, they can't hang with the whole thing because it tends to be like a very awesome, meaty, full day of virtual sessions with all of these amazing women. And either you can participate live and or the replays or both, whatever you want. Go back and listen to the replays whenever you want. That's a part of I Am All In as well. So you get your registration to Back to Business, the live, plus the replays, plus just to make sure that you are super amped for this year's Back to Business, I'm throwing in the replays from the last one that we did. So you can you can listen to the amazing speakers that we had at the last Back to Business virtual conference. If you don't have those replays, you get those as a bonus, plus get ready for the next one. So Back to Business is in there. Finish Strong, yay! This year I am releasing what I call my Finish Strong Closeout Kit. Finish Strong Closeout Kit. It's going to include a lot of good, and all of these things are coming. They're like a pipeline of things that I'm going to be releasing as of October and helping you work through the final 3 months of this year, all the way up to the first month of next year, right? So this is an experience and we're going to work on it together. The closeout kit includes what I want you to have is kind of your arsenal of preparation, right? For the holiday sales, for completing your projects, the different things that you can do. And sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, common sense ain't common. And it's not just about common sense, but honestly, it's about experience and knowing that there are all of these little powerful things that you can do to really work on your final quarter goals, to get things done, to create new things, to quickly create offers if you feel like you didn't really create as many quality offers as you would have liked to up until this point, how to quickly create content, how to create promotions, not just the common sense of it, but the mastery of it, the things that I've mastered. I want to be able to share with you and pour into you inside your own Finish Strong Closeout Kit. So everything I feel like you need to close out the end of the year, I've put it inside of that kit, okay? And it's funny because when I think about it, I really believe it's about strategy and mastery. There's this kid, well, not kid, he's a grown man. I don't know why I call him a kid, but there's a comedian, he's called Kevin. He has this thing on Facebook, it's called Kevin on Stage. Love to watch him, right? You are fabulous, LaShanda. Hey, Roxanne, thank you so much for that, sweetie. Mwah, right back at you. I have nothing but fabulous women in my circle. So if you're in my circle, you absolutely fabulous too, right? So I'm going to tell you about Kevin on Stage just because, he does these awesome skits on Facebook and YouTube. And some of the time, I'm sure you watch something and it comes back up again. One of his skits was on spades. And he posted this message that somebody posted and said, black folks never want to teach you how to play spades. Every time they hear you don't know how to play spades, they go, you don't know how to play spades? And then they go and tell other people, she don't know how to play spades, but they never want to teach you how to play spades. And I laughed because number one, I'm going to be honest with you, half the card games that I knew how to play, I don't know how to play no more. And, for the 2 seconds that folks try to teach me how to play spades, I completely forgot all about that. I was one of those 20-year-olds that people went, you don't know how to play spades, right? I was one of those people, right? Solitaire. That's all I could do. Pot of solitaire. But so I laughed and laughed because it was so true. Then he did this skit, and he was like, "Listen, real talk. I'm gonna tell you why people don't want to teach you how to play spades. Because listen, I cannot let go of my standing of as a spades playing champion." To teach you, because he said, listen, spades is easy, but it's not the game that's hard. It's the strategy, right? It's you learning, when not to renege. It's you learning, how to watch people and, checking hands and all of this other technical stuff. It's mastering the art of that. I can't teach you this now. If you don't know this is a grown stone 20-year-old, 30-year-old, hell 40-year-old person, I ain't trying to lose because of you, right? This is, and I laughed and laughed and laughed. You just look up Kevin on Stage and Spades. You'll find that on Facebook. But I shared that because, listen, exactly, Roxanne says, because you don't play no games. Listen, playtime is over. You need to rock out the final quarter. Playtime is over. Absolutely. I ain't trying to play no games, and I want to make sure that you guys ain't playing games either, and you just do what you need to do to be on track. But I share that skit with Kevin on Stage with you, especially if you've ever seen it, because the reality is, you going, well, you don't know how to play, him saying, you know how to play spades, kind of like, well, you don't know how to sell, you don't know how to do entrepreneurship, I ain't trying to teach you all that right now. It's not just as simple as, let me make an offer, put it out there and sell it, right? Some of you know, some of you even who do live stream, it's not just as simple as, let me come up with an idea, hit record. Hey guys, I'm live, right? There are nuances to it. There are things that you need to do to master it. And a part of mastery is you just doing it. You become a master as you do it and you learn, because again, nothing works but work. But at the same time, when you can glean on and lean on, you learn from people who've mastered the things that you want to master, that helps you get better, right? So if you can find somebody to teach you to learn spades, or if you can find somebody who can help you to figure out how you can navigate the final quarter of the year, hello, that's me. My hand is up. Then dig in, right? Dig in. And it's not just for me about me teaching you what I want you to learn and what I've mastered as far as being productive and getting sales surges and being consistent and intentional with the final quarter. But it's also me bringing you into a space where I share with you the masters, right? I have all of these beautiful masterclass sessions as part of the Back to Business virtual conference. So literally you can sit down and live or listen to via replay these people who have mastered their craft when it comes to being amazing and doing amazing in social media, right? Kim Coles, CC, the six-figure chick, April Franks Hunt of Coach Peak and Serve. I mean, I bring out these Dr. Venus, the millionaire coach. I bring out these amazing women, not just speakers, people who get paid to speak. I'm talking about people who roll up their sleeves and make money, right? Because you need to be among people who have mastered their craft and they're committed to teaching you how to do the same, right? So I love that you all know how to play spades skit because it does come to a point where there's some kind of game that you're trying to play and playtime is over. In order for you to do it right, you need to be able to be around the folks that are going to show you all the things that they've learned and mastered over the years, right? So you can rev up the process and do what you need to do to move forward. So the Finish Strong Kit is a part of the I Am All In initiative, that bundle, so that you can get the Finish Strong Kit. And like I said, everything that's in there, I am releasing over the next couple of months. Obviously, the Back to Business virtual conference, which this year, I think it's the final week of October. These things are coming, but you saying I'm all in and getting your I Am All In bundle means that you already. You registered, you ready, and as these things are released, you automatically getting them. Last year, I did the Finish Strong, Start Stronger 90-Day Challenge. You're going to get access to the Finish Strong, Start Stronger 90-Day Challenge as part of the Finish Strong Kit. It's like a bonus because I want to make sure that from October to going up to the new year, I can consistently share with you some good goods. I've got some of my old goodies in there, but then some new goodies too that you have absolutely got to hear and listen to, right? So the Finish Strong Kit, one of the new good goods in there is what I like to call the On Point Planner. And I'm super excited about this because at the end of the day, one of the things that you need to do to stay on point is to make sure that you're not rushing rushing when it comes to those pivotal sales points in the final quarter and the beginning of the new year. So I have my holiday helper on point planner, so I can make sure that you're staying on track of the things that you need to do, and you have some sort of support and assistance with that. So there's some new good goods and there's some old good goods as part of the Finish Strong closeout kit. That's one of the things that you'll see as part of the I Am All In initiative. And of course, my signature Fire Start Your Year virtual workshop that I do every year in January to make sure that you start your year with strategy and intention. Make sure that I teach you how to map out, how to, really just kind of, to me, lay out your plan of action for the year and to create what I like to call a success map. So the Fire Start Your Year virtual workshop, the Back to Business virtual conference, the Finish Strong kit, the Auto Engage challenge, all of these wonderful things are inside of the I Am All In bundle. I don't want to, over express just how awesome and excited I am about what I've put in there for you, but I am. And again, the big part of this is literally I'm giving you an opportunity to get things that normally on their own have their own specific price point. I put it all together so that you can, mama says, mama didn't raise no food, the early bird gets the worm. You can early bird it, get everything from the challenge kicking off October all the way up to the virtual workshop, the Fire Start Your Year virtual workshop next year in January. Get all of that at a reduced rate, because once the 7 days is over, yes, these things are still going to be available, but not at the rate you're going to get them at right now. And you're going to get all of them in a beautiful, easy bundle so that as they are created, they're automatically released out to you. So you're getting the support, you're staying on point, and I'm sharing with you everything that I've mastered when it comes to being successful, being intentional, being prepared so that you can power through the final quarter of the year. End this year, start the next year stronger. That's what it's all about, right? I'm super, super excited about Back to Business. I'm super excited about sharing all of those things that I've learned about collecting with confidence, about clarity, about just mastery when it comes to accomplishing your goals, and I want to be able to share that with you. So if you have any questions or you're curious, make sure that within the next 7 days you go to SisterSense.com/IA. I always stop because I go IA what? IAI for I'm All In, so that you can go there, get clear about which one of those experiences you want to opt into, because there are multiple levels. I have different entrepreneurs in my circle, so I want to make sure that you can join us at a level that works for you and that best serves you based on where you are. And of course, while you're there, if you have any questions, you can feel free to email sistersense@gmail.com. That's me, SISTASENSE @gmail.com. You can send me a message here, or you can even, when you're on the sistersense.com website, you can even click that gray tab on the right to send me a voice message. Either way, I want to help you get clear, and I want to make sure that you are a part of this experience. My goal this year is to kick off October, kick off the final quarter, sharing and supporting and helping at the very least 100 women as part of the I Am All In initiative. And not only am I sharing this with you, feel free to go out and share this with other entrepreneurial women that you know, because when you get over to the I Am All In page, take a look at the affiliate program. You're welcome to join it and share it and let ladies know LaShanda's no joke. Right, Roxanne? It's not a game. For real, playtime is over. Get in. Let's do this. Let's get in. Let's win. Let's make this happen. So that's it, my dears. Mwah. Thank you so much for joining me, whether you're watching live or whether you are watching the replays. Again, remember, progress over perfection. Stick to the plan. Focus on the 3 goals, the 3 rules, and the 3 steps. I cannot stress that enough. Mwah. Take care, guys.